Saigon. How are you doing, Mindy?
I'm awesome. I'm so good. Very good. Good to see you today. Today we have a special guest, Winnie Davis from Ventura. She is, let me show you this. She is a real estate broker with AREAA Banker and National Director of the NAR National Director, and a CAI Director, and a local board, real estate board director. Oh my God, you name it. So many positions.
Well, we got more. I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I've got more fingers on both of my hands.
AREAA Ventura Chapter Treasurer.
Right, and former North Los Angeles Chapter President. There's got to be 3 or 4 more.
Oh my God.
Winnie, anyway, hey,
it's an honor for you to be here.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, we missed you in San Francisco, but we saw you in the Orange County event, of course.
Of course, I can make it only because I was attending California Association conference in Anaheim, so the schedule was conflict. I'm so sorry that I missed it.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago, but anyway, you are here, and thank you so much for all that you do with your NAR, and you did some CAR work too, right?
Of course, yes.
Of course, always working for us to advocate, because if it wasn't for Winnie Davis, our commissions would be probably down to 0, and property taxes would be like 20% or something, right? I mean, you're always fighting for realtor causes, and we really appreciate that, Winnie.
And to share with you, Charles, do you know how we meet?
How did you guys meet? Speed dating at a AREAA event?
Speed dating.
Funny, there is a global trip to Dubai. That's how we met for AREAA. Yeah, and I met this great person, and now we become great friends. And whenever I have anything that I want to get be advised, I always come to her.
Well, thank you, Mindy.
Did you go on camel rides together? Did you have a big soiree with a fine to-do chic?
Yes, we did. We certainly did. That was a great event. That was.
I love it.
I like the trade mission. We even earned our association destination that we can refer and sell in Dubai. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Right?
So anyone want to buy property in Dubai? Winnie and us. Yes.
We can do it for you.
That means you would have to go to Dubai and eat fancy food and stay at fancy hotels at the same time, right?
Sure, we make selling, closing a fun event.
There you go. Well, I mean, I'll show you my story of when I first met Winnie, and that was most likely at one of your North LA.
North Los Angeles, yes.
I think it was even called the Santa Clarita.
San Fernando Valley, Santa Clarita chapter then.
And I was with a commercial bank at the time, and I was actually a sponsor, a table sponsor. I went to a few. I think Chica was, Kalahara was the president at the time.
Yes.
And I stopped by, and I remember, that was when I met Ivan Choi for the first time. I go, ooh, who is that well-dressed man? I had no idea who it was, and he was installing you guys. But so I would come all the way up to that, what was that place way up in the hill?
Odyssey.
Always go to the Odyssey, and I've been there like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And I even had the pleasure and honor of basically hosting one of your galas, or co-emceeing one way in the back. So we go way back with AREAA.
I know, back almost a decade.
Well, back 2013 or something like that, right? I mean, it was back there.
Long time.
Well before I got sucked into doing any of the leadership stuff. So, no, you're right. It was 2012.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
10 years.
10.
10.
Sorry.
10.
10, 20 years was count.
It's all the same.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, so it's so fitting that you're here, and we've got both connections, and so what's going on?
Yeah, I am so delighted to be invited to be here. Mindy, obviously, everyone knows, is the community leader. She runs a successful business.
Right here.
So, yeah, exactly, right here. The dynamic, she have done well, and I have a lot of respect for her. And Charles, too. I met Charles, like he said, 10 years ago. He was a sponsor, and at that time you were in loan business, you go in a commercial, so now here you are. And thank you very much for Charles' continued service to the AREAA organization as well. We appreciate all that you are doing and still more to come.
Yeah, but I would say no one can top what Winnie Davis has accomplished in community service, especially for being, an advocate for, the realtors and the community. So
when
Thank you.
So when did you start the real estate career? How many years ago?
Oh boy,
Ooh,
I don't.
date her? Wow.
No, I hate to date. To tell you guys how old I am, but I've been in the industry almost 40 years, in marketing, selling, putting people in their home, the dream home, the biggest investment they can ever have in their lifetime at that given time. So I've been around for a long time, and I am very grateful for the industry that have been good to me and my family. So now is my turn to give a little back before I call it quit.
Well, a little. You've been giving back for a long time. By the way, what does your BRE number start with? Is it 00?
At my age, I can't
Come on,
remember
come
what
on.
number, my phone number, Charles. Come
You
on.
know what it is.
Started out real early. I surely don't remember.
I'm gonna look
but-
it up. I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
I'm gonna see because me and Alan Chang have about the same.
Oh, really?
BRE number.
Yeah.
009 something. So.
I might be. It's all started with 00, definitely. There's no doubt. So we are. I have been around, but like I said, I'm really enjoying. I love the real estate business. That I can't hide it. That's just how it is. Even to today, I'm still excited every time that I sell a property. But I also said every time I lose something. So same thing.
Same
that
emotions.
yes, that have not changed.
The one thing I always remember though is when you were leading the chapters and doing an event, you always take the time and to thank the sponsors. And I always think about when we're talking and grooming other chapter leaders is like you always have to respect your sponsors.
Right, exactly.
And every time always make sure it happens. Because a lot of times you're in the hustle and bustle of an event and you've got speakers coming through, but you just say, hey, full stop, we're taking the time to respect, that,
Correct.
and I always remember that, so.
It's very true. Without a sponsor, we wouldn't be able to deliver anything, education seminar, community, whatever we're doing. So they are very important to a nonprofit organization. But also, membership is also important. Without the sponsor, we won't be able to offer benefit and seminar, education, and keep up with the economy, keep up with the economic, and keep up with education for the real estate industry. So yes, sponsor is grateful. I never forget, once you sponsor us, I always will remember you. And one thing that I think to thank the sponsor, we need to also consider to also thank them and give them back your business if and when possible.
Yeah.
So then they supporting us, we're supporting them. That's how the business should work.
Yeah, just two things I always I'll never forget about a couple of the events that you and your chapter had done work with was you had an FBI profiler one time
Right.
at one of your events, which was so interesting because in real estate in the world these days you don't want to be discriminatory on that person or that, but it's always good to figure out how to determine if they're a decision maker or in that by just visual clues and things and actions and what they say. So, and then there was another one where you guys had a feng shui event. Everyone has feng shui events. There's a lot of great people speaking like masters and things. But you had a feng shui event where somebody actually put properties on the screen that says, this property in this neighborhood, everyone goes, oh yeah, that's always vacant. Well, here's the reason why.
Yeah.
So it was, you guys
Education.
actually, but you instead of saying, oh, don't put stairs coming out of the front door or add a T, your guest actually put up examples that everyone knew about and why, and it was like so relatable instead of just some stats that you would not forget.
Yeah.
And I just was incredible on how you set it up where they even put the Wynn Hotel. He goes, the Wynn Hotel was like one of the most successful Las Vegas hotels because they attract the most people at that time, mainly Chinese people. And they had some problems with those buildings, but they corrected them with feng shui, with water elements. They didn't put it, right to the side of the street. They kind of angled it. So even just from those two events, your touches that you put on those was really important.
Well, I think, to know your audience and know your community, know your member, and the connection is quite critical. And we also have the state treasurer, California state treasurer in one of our events. And we also have the city councilman. So you reach out to the community, bring in different dynamic, and in connecting with housing. So I think that's important. Remember, other than selling real estate is not just closing and buying a home. I think to keep up with what's important on today's economy and society, what might affecting you in marketing your property, how you're going to preserve in, let's say, your pocketbook. So all these advocacy is critical, I think, in related to our industry. Remember, the engine of the real estate engine is, I think, more than 30% of our economy. So all of us holds a real estate license. We are a very important part of our society and economy. Is that correct?
No, absolutely right. When a home sells, someone's going to IKEA, someone's going to Target, someone's buying appliances, somebody's doing stuff, maybe it got remodeled, financial stuff, bank accounts. I mean, so much goes into that move and purchasing a home outside of maybe, hopefully buy the car after you buy a house, not in the middle of escrow or before, right? That's the worst call you get. Oh, by the way, I just bought a new car. When are we closing escrow?
Well, can't do that because now your debt ratio is higher, so stay off.
Yeah. But no, you're right. It's so crucial to the economy and how important. And luckily, during pandemic, they made us essential pretty early on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Winnie, I met a few leaders out there, and to me, you are a very involved person. Whenever I invite you or ask you for something to come to the event that we have over here in our office, the Lunar New Year and the Christmas party and some education, like a Zoom thing, you always involve and always, give good feedback to us. So is there any thing that you want to share with us about your experience?
Well, I do all that. First of all, I respect you, Mindy, to come to support you. That's important because being Asian, I like to see more of the Asian leadership, and not only that, Mindy, especially a woman. At time may not be easy, but it's okay. We make it through. So I support you for all that, yes, because who you are and what you have accomplished and more to go. So that it makes a big deal different. I forgot what it was the question.
Yeah, you're really involved in, so, like I said, if you have anything to share with us, with me, and with the people that are coming up to join the industry.
Yeah, well, I think being a new people coming on is the best industry. That to me, being a foreign-born, came in this country, can hardly speak English. I made it. I feel like I made it. The last 30-some-one year, I must be captured at least 25, 30 year number one producer in any office I'm associated with. But I don't sleep, and I do a lot of stuff. So when Southern Regional Association came to me, wanted me to get involved, and I was immediately put in as a chair position. So where it took me to my presidency of the board, which is over 10,000 members. From there, from the CAR level, the NAR level, I want to bring out a little bit of what we call the Political Action Fund. And on a national level is AREAA. That's the annual dues, not a due, I should say contribution, voluntary contribution to protecting our industry. Right now, there's so many legislation, over 3,000 of them, to come attacking our industry. So I think the money is going to be well spent. And recently we have AB 9 and 10 is coming down the pipeline. Our city, Los Angeles Newsom, is already signed them off. And there's a lot of controversy on that particular bill, not particularly good or bad, but more information to come. And I think all of us, including myself, should put ourselves forward in the forefront to learning what and how may affecting your business, because after all, that's how we make a living. And Mindy, there's many things involved. Also, if we have our industry, we have a lot of education from the state and national level. We should support and educate ourselves to better serve our clientele. So after all, like I said, this will be the biggest investment in one's lifetime at the given time. And especially when you handle clientele's investment, I think it's good for us to know what direction the legislation is going, so then you can able to better prepare in representing your clientele. I think those, to me, advocacy is important in any community.
Thank you for sharing with us.
I forgot that you were the president of the real estate board there.
Yes.
What is that called? The
Southland Regional Association of Realtors.
What was it called before?
San Fernando Valley Realty.
Okay. So when I moved to Los Angeles for the first time, I joined a small brokerage in Sherman Oaks, actually.
Okay.
And I'll never forget the what was it, the realtor, was it the orientation class you take, right?
Oh, yes.
Going to the board. And I visited, I think I went to a board meeting with you guys a couple years ago. It was the first time I was actually in that building. And it had changed names, but I went in there and, is it Zig Zigarelli or what was it?
Yeah, Ziggy.
Ziggy, right? He actually was the person that gave the kind of like the keynote of the
Speaker.
He was with Style Realty.
Style Realty.
I'll never forget him. Like he was just had such swagger. People like just getting in the business. I already been in business for years when I came over there, but it was kind of funny hearing that. And yeah, so I actually was doing real estate in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Our board have the orientation when you're brand new joining, and it's an all-day event. So it is a great event. They take you from chapter 1 to chapter 10. Hopefully, better prepare you when you go on the field. From a legal point of view, education, how you do it, what to do, and what's the benefit belong to an organization, the association. What can we do for you, assist you? So all those are critical. But right now, because of pandemic, obviously everything is now online. But then those years, you have to be there. You have to be present. So each one of us maybe give a little topic to talk about. Oh, by the way, when I was president of Southern Regional, I went to NAR. At that time, I was about to take the chair position for diversity committee, and so talk to NAR leadership as well as their staff. I got $5,000 grant from NAR, one-time grant from any organization. So I got that one for our board to create a leadership academy. To today, we still have that. My intention at that time was, I came a long way, a lot of red tape, a lot of difficulty as an Asian minority to come on as a board president. So I thought I would like to able to train some of the minority to come on, so maybe have an easier time to come on as a lead, one of the leaders to our organization. So that program is a 7-day course. There's field trip. We go to NAR, we go to CAR conference, and depending on where the location is. So it's a great program. To today, I'm sure many things we updated and changed a little bit, but it's still today, we're still using. A lot of good leaders come out of that program. I'm very proud of that program. and so at least all the president continue to allowing that program to take place. So that was a cool thing.
But still on, right?
Yeah, it's still now to today.
Yeah, I think it's, that's so important because most realtors pretty much are independent. We've got teams now. Back in the day, we really didn't do too much.
Yeah, that's right.
But now there's, there are like 2 couples doing this stuff or whatever, but now it's all a lot of larger teams. And there's more of some sort of architecture of management, some sort of structure.
Right.
But I think it's so important to have these leadership type of programs because a lot of us are lone wolves, and we've never worked. As lenders, maybe you're under a team and you report to somebody. You got a manager, and you get more structured. But as realtors, sometimes we could use a little training on that, right? Especially when we do get into teams and we've never managed a single person.
Right. I think any leadership training is good for pretty much, even if you have a child in school that's still good, how to work with people, how to communicate. So those are part of the leadership skill. That and sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and how you're making other people feel. And including myself, no one is perfect. Sometimes you say things might be offended somebody, but at least this way, hopefully we learn a little bit more to able to, think it through before you deliver.
So with that busy schedule that you involve so much like that, how do you have time to enjoy your life or get be fit and beautiful young like this?
Thank you, Mindy.
What's your tips?
Well, with me, I have to say I'm not like what I am today. For the first 25 years, oh my God, I work at my desk. I don't take vacation. I don't take a break. I mean, put practically, you have to make the appointment to talk to me because I'm so dedicated to my client, to my desk. There's no way you capture #1 title when you don't work. That's just how it is. But now today, I kind of more manage my time a little bit better, and working, I'm still servicing client. I do a lot of formal client and referral now than walking on the pavement, on the street, door knocking, exactly. And I think that I'm taking more time to do a little bit more volunteer. And then I also smell the flowers and roses on the way. So I do take a little trip now and then, but not long trip. Can't afford it to take long trip because we also have a investment too. So you cannot go too far with all the investment. Someone have to able to catch when something happens. So it's still, but I'm do more traveling now than I ever was.
What about your hobbies? Do you like music, jogging, cooking or something? What are you interested in?
Well, I like eating.
That's something I'm with you.
I like good food. I like to sit down and have a nice meal, and without I don't like fast food too much. And I do love to work in my yard. I do have gardener, but I like to fool around with flowers and plant little seasoning flower. It's rewarding to me that I water them. Hopefully it would grow. Things like that. And then we do go out now and then on the road. With that kind of sport.
Activities.
I used to see her place
in Channel Island.
Yeah.
Charles was out there.
I had the pleasure of being there, looking out there, and there was like a dock in there.
So things like that, and I like to, have a little barbecues and things like that with neighbors. And believe it or not, the neighbor bring me business too. And I don't ask, but they know what I do. So, and it's a great networking within my own neighborhood as well. And so other than that, what else I do? I like to go to play, go to concert, and especially Pantages and Hollywood Bowl. All those things is one of my favorite things to do.
Awesome. Yeah. You take good care of yourself. Look at your nails. your dress and your
Oh,
hair.
thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
To a lot of people, always busy and they really did not have time to take good care of themselves. Yeah. So that's something
Well,
learn from.
we have to take care of ourselves first. Without your help,
Exactly.
it is not much going. So it is critical to have good health and eat the right thing. I do eat the right thing. I eat a lot, but I don't want to go sideways. I just want to go taller as I age.
Yeah. And you share with me how do you get to it and get taller?
I get taller. I'm gonna get taller. Okay, not this way, Charles.
I don't think I've ever seen you casual. You're always professional and so ready to go to a listening appointment.
She always have her spirit. I remember we invited you to our Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
And she dressed like very fit into the event, the Lunar New Year costume. Yeah, you did buy the
Chinese
the costume, right?
Yeah,
You're good at
I did.
bringing the group together. Like, all right, we need to go to here.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Yeah, that's I like. I can't do everything alone, so I think working together is the only answer to all the solutions.
Right. Yeah. Together we can do more,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Heard that one before.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's been said many times before, but that's so true,
Yeah.
right?
That's my
Very, very
philosophy
true.
too. Yeah.
Very true.
So, for those of you thinking about getting the real estate license, they should be good. Some great training and things. But any advice you have to somebody? I mean, we're pretty far into this here. I mean, this bull market of real estate. People have been seeing it's got a little slowdown here and there in some pockets, right? And maybe I was talking to Anthony Chan about it, the economist now, former JP Morgan, who sat down with him at the event. And he's thinking, as soon as the rates kind of crop up to a certain point, maybe we got a year and a half, 2 years. But I went into the real estate business, I think about the same time where, it was only about a year and a half until, the market really crashed. I don't see it crashing. What do you think, and what advice do you have for people thinking about getting a real estate license in brokerage now?
Well, if you're thinking about it, do it. To me, I went to so many cycles up and down. I was selling real estate when the prime rate was 16%.
Wow.
I'm
Ooh,
still.
I think I know when you got your license.
Yeah, I was still working. We found a way.
1995. Oh.
Charles, pretty close.
All right. Yeah.
But anyway, we always found a way with special financings. So that's not an issue. Seller can carry back a second trustee. You can do all-inclusive trustee. Many things you can do.
We have pets and dogs carrying paper.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So, to me, it's never too late. If you're remotely thinking about it, you can take my seat. And, I've been around for a long time. It's a great industry. And to today, I still, have more than 100% believing in this industry, the real estate. And there's the only industry. You don't need an MBA, although Mindy have one.
MBA,
The MBA
Just for
degree.
fun.
And you have like 40 designations.
Exactly.
Or more.
Uh,
I have none.
Yeah, you don't need all those degrees to sell real estate. You have to be honest, due diligent, and representing your client the best of your ability. And that is the only key to fly. So, but anyhow, it's still, if you're thinking about opening a business, I used to own a real estate office too. I sold it and with my partner some years ago, and so now I'm kind of still, like I said, working real estate just like you. So you're welcome to come on. Love to able to have the opportunity to work with each and every one of you.
So I'm only here for like more than over 20 years, a little bit, compared to this two seniority experience. I'm honored.
Be nice.
Senior in the industry. I learned a lot from both of you. Thank you. Yeah. It's such an honor.
Mindy, you're doing great. You know, you have a big operation here. I'm very impressed. So if you're thinking about coming to this county, look Mindy up.
Orange County, Little
yeah.
Saigon, and the amazing headquarters here in the
Yeah.
studios of HPT.
Yeah, the company HPT Realty and Finance, I believe. Is that the full name?
Yes.
And
Oh,
she got many things going already. So
That's right.
and you know, I'm sure Mindy will happy to talk to you.
Yeah, with the advice and the love from Winnie Davis and Charles. Yes, commercial expert and real estate expert.
There you go.
And
Well,
Charles have been great too. I love referral, Charles. You can send it to me.
yeah, I need to work on that. Well, I do try to put your name in there in the AREAA networking forum, but the problem is you put one name on it and I get a private message, hey, how come you didn't recommend me?
Well, just say you know me better, longer. Got
Right.
it? That's the
Anything
reason.
Ventura County, it's going, and San
San
Fernando
Fernando Valley,
absolutely
too.
will.
Yeah.
Will do so. Hey, thank you very much, Winnie Davis,
Thank
for
you,
joining
thank you.
us. What
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
thank
to
you.
have
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you for-
leadership, everything, your time, and advocating for us. Hey, when you're paying your dues, right, annually, don't deselect that little contribution to the what is it?
Yeah, it's
PAC or something.
AREAA Ventura Action
Right.
Fund.
Make sure you click on it because it provides the funding to allow people like this to advocate for free on your behalf.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
So great. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Well, that's a wrap for
Thank you.
another amazing episode of Mindy's Manic Monday. Join us next week. Who do we have next week? Who knows? Special guest. We'll wait and see. Anyway, see you guys next week.
All right, thank you.